Man, what a game from my Rams. Holy cow, what a way to start the season for LA. That was just such a fun game to watch. So let's go ahead and kind of get into it a little bit. So the final score between the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football at 5:20 Pacific Standard Downtime in Inglewood, California at SoFi Stadium resulted in a Rams victory by the final score of 34-14. Just a very dominant game. A little bit off from my prediction. If you guys watched my preview video I uploaded at the beginning of this week, my prediction was the Rams are going to win 24-10, so a little bit off. But overall, the Rams still won. It was a really fun game to watch. Let's go ahead and kind of get into the stats a little bit. So let's go ahead and review some Bear stats first. We have Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton went 27 for 38. He had 206 yards through the air, threw one interception and no touchdowns. Justin Fields also got in a little bit in the game. He went 2 for 2 through the air, 10 yards, no interceptions, and no touchdowns. The Bears had a grand total of 134 yards on the ground. And Montgomery had a hell of a game. Went for 108 yards all on the ground. Had one rushing touchdown. And the other touchdown came from Justin Fields, who ran it. It was a 3-yard rushing touchdown for him. And that's how the Bears scored their 14 points of the game. And overall, I'm really impressed, to say the least, on how Andy Dalton did. I'll tell you straight up, I completely underestimated the Bears. I thought this was going to be a complete blowout by the Rams, and the Bears not really having much to attribute to it. Man, I was wrong, though. Andy Dalton looked good. He really did. He looked very comfortable. He was hitting his shots. He was going piece by piece, and he drowned out the clock, which, in my opinion, was kind of a key factor resulting in that Bears defeat, is the fact that he took so long on those drives. But overall, got the job done. The Bears overall, though, had a grand total of 4 turnovers. There was 1 interception and 4 turnovers on downs. So let's go ahead and look at some Ram stats. My God. Matthew Stafford looked great. Man, I was reading them comments from a lot of you guys that were on my preview video of the game telling me that Matthew Stafford wasn't really going to amount to anything and that he was going to be a letdown. I know this is just the first game, so that's why I'm not going to say that my trust in him is fully official. Just because of the fact that, like I said, this is the first game of the year. And, the debate with Matthew Stafford is he the missing piece for the Rams? Or is he going to be a letdown like Jared Goff was? And so far, from this first game, he looks like the missing piece. He played a whale of a game. Let's go ahead and look at these stats. Matthew Stafford went 20 for 26 through the air with 321 yards, no interceptions, and threw 3 passing touchdowns. The Rams had a grand total of 74 yards on the ground. Darrell Henderson ran a rushing touchdown, and the kicker Matt Gay hit 2 field goals. One of them was his career long field goal at 53 yards. The other one was a chip shot at 22 yards, resulting in 34 Los Angeles Rams points and resulting in the Rams victory by the final score of 34-14. Now, my personal opinion on the game, I was on my heels the whole time. I'm not going to lie. I was really pressured. I mean, it's the first game of the year, and of course, I want my team to win. I'm pretty sure everybody here knows whose team is mine. And I've been waiting so long to see how Matthew Stafford would do, especially with an elite offense like the Rams. And man, he did not disappoint. Hell, on his second pass of the game, a 67-yard touchdown pass. His first one was a little pass. It was a small one. I don't even think I got the first down. I can't remember how far it was to be exact. And yes, I know the highlights are playing, but I'm not looking at it as I'm talking. But his next pass was an absolute missile to Van Jefferson. He caught the ball, fell down, and both of the Bears defenders missed him. Van Jefferson got back up, ran 12 extra yards, got the touchdown. 67-yard touchdown throw for Matthew Stafford. His second throw of the game. If that's not an introduction to your team, I don't know what the hell is. That just looked beautiful. And a total, the Rams had 8 drives on the offense. And even though the Bears had much more time with the ball than the Rams did, the Rams were just so much more productive. The Rams had the ball 8 times on the offensive side, and 6 out of those 8 times the Rams scored. And the only 2 times the Rams didn't score, Matthew Stafford had a 3-and-out, and the other one was when he took a knee to end the half. So in all, Matthew Stafford was 6 for 7 on his drives, resulting in Rams points with 4 touchdowns, 3 of them through the air. And then you had the other touchdown. It was the second touchdown of the game after the Rams had 2 field goals, and it opened up the second half. And it was another missile to Cooper Kupp. It was a complete blown coverage by the Bears defense. Cooper Kupp took the ball to the end zone with completely uncontested. So overall, Rams looked great. I am really impressed with how Matthew Stafford did. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do against the Colts next week. When it comes to the Bears, I gotta say it right now to you Bears fans, you guys need to stop shitting on Andy Dalton. And yes, I know I took a few pot shots at him in my my preview video, but that's just my personal opinion on how he is. You guys are straight up booing him in your own stadium when he comes onto the field, saying you want Justin Fields. Justin Fields needs time to develop, and this little system that the Bears head coach is doing with, okay, let's bring in Andy Dalton for a few drives, and then when it's a short yardage, bring in Justin Fields because he's a lot more mobile. I like that system. And for the most part, it worked out. Andy Dalton was hitting his throws. He got out of pressure a few times. He looked very good. So, that's just my opinion on the Bears' offense. Their defense, the Rams ran all over their defense, especially in the secondary. The Rams didn't really have a run game through a majority of the game, but through the air, the Rams looked great. It was a great start for the Rams, 1-0, but, the Rams' entire division is 1-0. So that's the problem. But the thing for you Bears is your entire division is 0-1. So overall, this doesn't really hurt for you guys. But still, I love what I saw from Matthew Stafford. Great start for the season for the Rams. Can't wait to see what they do next week. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I really appreciate you guys hanging around. Drop a like if you can. If you haven't seen my season prediction video for the Rams record yet, you should definitely go check that out. And until then, I will see you guys next week. Actually, I will see you guys in a couple days for the Rams versus Colts preview. Whose house? Rams house. See you guys later.